Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Karibuni sana to Art and Culture Monday. Of course, you are with me, Karen Blessing, and this is the 7th Monday of the year 2024. This is, of course, the 12th of February. I know we are all waiting for Valentine's, but we are here to prepare you for Valentine's week. So once again, on the 12th of February, we are here on Art and Culture Monday to just make sure that you're having a wonderful start of the week, that you're ready to do this, that in fact, you are ready to do the most and to get the most out of this week. So we are giving you the right vibe to start the week with amazing conversations, with engaging talks right here with amazing guests that we're going to be bringing your way. And Art and Culture Monday today is going to be legit. It's going to be lit in every way. Like I said, this is Monday number 7. Yes, 7 weeks have gone by in the year 2024. That means that from the original or the initial 52 weeks, we have exactly 45 more weeks to go, or 45 more Mondays to go. You may think that the year is still young, but it's flying by pretty fast. So we are on Monday number 7, having exactly 45 more Mondays to go, and we have come to fulfill our promise once again right here on Art and Culture Monday to say that we are here, yes, to get you the right vibe, to start the week with you, to start the week gently, to smoothly, get into the week and do everything that we have intended to do in the course of this week. So, of course, we are going to start with Happy Valentine's. I know it's not yet Valentine's, but this Wednesday is going to be the 14th of February. So, Happy Valentine's. What plans do you have? I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear what you're planning to do for Valentine's, or if you're not doing anything, if you're not doing nothing, kama wewe ni team kujipenda, this Valentine is for you as well. You are worthy of every day, and including this 14th of February. So happy Valentine's to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Number 2 is a big congratulations to Manchester United. Thank you for winning the game last night. It was fantastic. And of course, number 3, we cannot forget to say a big congratulations to the AFCON 2024 winners, Ivory Coast. You guys did an amazing job. Of course, we're going to be breaking this down along as we go in the course of the show, but we totally felt that those congratulations were in order for each and every of those teams. So AFCON winner 2024 Ivory Coast, a big congratulations. You guys have done well. Sorry to all of you guys that lost their bets. Poleni sana. Or AFCON 2023. Yes, thank you. AFCON 2023, for all of you that lost their bets, poleni sana. To those who won, again, a big congratulations to all of you. Today, we have an amazing show lined up for you. You do not want to miss even a bit of it. It's one of those shows that I tell you not to blink, because you are going to be losing on some of the best content on TV, on morning TV. So I will need you to stick around. Today, kama kawaida, we will be going through our traffic updates. Of course, we need to understand how this Monday, how our roads are doing this Monday morning. Also, we are going to be going into our news headlines and the news making headlines and everything that is happening in the country, to keep you up to date. And then we're going to be getting into the meat of Art and Culture Monday, which is our guest list. And today we have 3 sets of guests, 3 different sets of guests. And we are going to be having amazing conversations, because today we are going to be starting with a conversation on self-love and a healthier future. We are going to be talking to students from Kenyatta University and counselors from Kenyatta University, just to try and talk about Valentine a little bit. Juicy was World Condoms Day, so we are going to also have that conversation on the 13th of January. So we are going to also have that conversation. Matters self-love and just wholesomely or generally a healthier future. Okay, that will be our first conversation. And then number 2, World Condoms Day is tomorrow. So that's why we are having the conversation today, so we can keep you in the know, all right? So, and then we are going to be having another conversation on healthy, resilient, and empowered communities. With everything that is happening, with all the suicidal cases that we have had, all the murder cases that we have had, we need this conversation. We need this conversation. We need to delve into the heart of why is this happening and what can we do? Because at the end of the day, those are the only two important questions. Why is it happening? Because we cannot solve it unless we know why it is happening. And then, of course, how we can stop it, how we can live a healthy, resilient, empowered life. So we're also going to be having that conversation shortly. And then, of course, because we are Art and Culture Monday, we're going to be having our last conversation on a play that is called Fuller. Fuller, the play. We are going to be understanding exactly why is it called Fuller, who wrote it, what is it all about. So I need you to stick around because this Monday show is going to be a fun one. So we're going to be having all those conversations in the course of the show from now, of course, all the way to 10 a.m. So it's going to be lit. And then just before we leave, we are going to be telling you our art calendar. We're going to be talking to you about our art calendar and everything. If tunaweza kupatia form ya Valentine, we are going to do so. We are going to give you something to do on the 14th of February. And of course, I'm going to be telling you briefly how In Sickness and in Health the play was on Saturday and yesterday. I attended the one for yesterday and it was magnificent, to say the least. So I'm going to be giving you the gist of all of that, especially as we go on to our art calendar and close up the show. So like I have told you, the show today is mad fun. It's full, so I need your full attention. Be here, engage with me. We are streaming live right about now on KUTV Kenya on YouTube, so that is the easiest place for you to send in your comments. Just run there, drop your comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how the roads are doing on your side. Let me know what your Valentine plans are. Let me know if you are happy or sad concerning the winning of the AFCON 2023, the winners of AFCON 2023. Just generally, how are you this Monday morning? That's all I want to know. So ladies and gentlemen, officially Art and Culture Monday is on the road. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we want to start with understanding how our roads are doing this morning. And of course, we do this courtesy of Mathri Route on X. And just to have a gist of exactly what is happening. This morning, someone is saying, currently, this is actually a bit further off, but currently drizzling in Malindi town, approach with caution. So yeah, if you're driving around Malindi, it's a bit, it's drizzling a bit this Monday morning, so please drive with caution as you have had. Someone else is again saying Wayakiwe this morning bumper to bumper, but we are moving okay. So if you're using Wayakiwe this morning, make some time, but the traffic on that side is moving. All right, someone else is saying Wayakiwe at Chiromo, there are a lot of deep potholes. That is where there's a bit of traffic along Wayakiwe at Chiromo specifically. So if you're going to use that route, please be aware of that. All right, let's move on. Again, someone else is saying is this a congratulations? Yes, on Super Metro buses for Kujipanga. Yes, wanakuanga one of the best, honestly. So a big up to Super Metro buses for that. Someone else is saying Mombasa Road at Outer Ring moving slowly, but we are getting there. Once again, Mombasa Road, a bit of traffic, but it's moving. So if you're along Mombasa Road this morning, you may not be taking a whole lot of time to get to the CBD. I'm looking for I had seen an update on Thika Road. Yes, Thika Road, there was a bit of traffic starting at Muthaiga headed into the CBD, nothing much. So this morning also the roads are moving. Seems like most of the roads headed into the CBD this morning are moving slowly, but moving regardless, which is more than honestly we could ask for on a Monday morning. So I want you to let me know how traffic is doing on your side, especially if you're headed into the CBD and whichever part of the country you're watching us from, because you could be anywhere. So let me know how traffic is doing on your side. Like I said, the easiest way to get to me is on YouTube, where we are streaming live right about now. So kimbia pale YouTube, drop me your comment and I'm going to be getting to it in just a bit. But ladies and gentlemen, that is our update on our traffic on our roads this morning, courtesy of Mathri Route on X. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said, if you see me seated, you know we are about to talk. So we are having a number of conversations this morning. Number one, we are going to be having a conversation that is courtesy of KUTV and Mentor 360, a collaboration that we did, just conversations around living a healthy, resilient, and empowered life, and not just life, and not just you alone, but healthy, resilient communities. How we are able to build networks around us that are helping us to live healthy lives, that are helping us to become resilient human beings, and that are helping us to actually live empowered lives. This conversation, of course, like I have told you, is stemming from all the suicide cases that have been on the high in this country, starting from right here, actually, as we speak, and also all the murder cases that have been on the rise. I think we have had meetings, we have had people on the streets, we have had this conversation, but we cannot have enough of it. As long as people are taking their own lives and other people are taking other people's lives, we have not had this conversation enough. So, like I said, this conversation is going to be about breaking down exactly what are the causes, trying to reach down to the root of that conversation and asking ourselves, what is the cause of this menace? And then after we have done that, because we are solution-based communicators, we're not just here to rant about how things are not going well. We want to find out what can we actually do. How can we create healthy, resilient, and empowered communities? So we are going to be looking at the solution. What can be done to stop these cases from happening? What can be done to actually create healthy, resilient, and empowered communities? I think you and I, honestly, need that conversation. So I hope that you stick around for that one, because we're going to be having it in just a bit. And then on our second conversation, which is actually going to be the first conversation of the day that we are going to have, we are going to be talking about self-love and a healthy future. Number one, like I said, we're going to get a snippet of Valentine's and just get to know. Ndio usikufie huko kwa nyumba ukidhani ni wewe peke yako. I don't know how I can emphasize this enough. It is not a reason. It is not a reason for depression. It is not a reason for you to think you're not good enough. It is really, really not. So peer counselors from KUTV, from KU University, from Kenyatta University, are going to be helping me break that conversation. And then also tomorrow, the 13th of February, is World Condoms Day. You wonder why that is strategically placed just before Valentine's. We are going to be asking that question and actually create awareness around it. What do we need to know? Are there types of condoms that we need to know how to use them? You know, we have this conversation shamelessly because we know you need this information. So stick around for that conversation. That is going to be our first conversation of the day. Truly, you are going to benefit. I can guarantee you that. So stick around on Art and Culture Monday as we delve into our very first conversation of the day.
From the farm to the consumer, we explore agribusiness opportunities right here with you.
Changamoto lingine ni soko. Soko saa ingine bei inashuka tu drastic, kama saa hii hoho imeshuka chini.
On Money Monday, we explore business stories and engage business professionals as reference points for analyzing investment opportunities.
Last year, the economy grew by 4.8%. Which is really an indication of the resilience of the economy.
If we don't grow the economy, then we cannot have economic transformation.
We shall bring you up to speed with everything taking center stage in the business world and the state of the nation. Join me, Ann Odida, every Sunday and Monday for captivating, entertaining, and informative stories at 9 p.m.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu, pepo
ikawa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Kaunti maarufu kwa kuzalisha maziwa na ukuzaji wa majani chai. Pia, serikali ya kaunti inawahimiza wakulima kukumbatia mitindo mingine ya kilimo kuzidisha mapato.
Kama kuna kikundi moja inafanya biashara ya kuuza kuku, hao pia tumewafadhili kuwafunza jinsi ya kuhandle zile kuku kwa sababu wanaleta kwa wingi.
Haya yote tunakuletea katika Boresha Kilimo, toleo la kaunti ya Bomet.
Kilimo ni nguzo kubwa kwa ujenzi wa taifa.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Furnace Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
Where we ask the coolest questions in science. Let's go! Is yogurt really just rotten milk? Why do humans need sharks to survive? How did a 12-year-old boy from Africa invent modern vanilla farming? How do you deliver medicine to a chimpanzee? Can poop be useful? How can you save the planet by reducing air pollution? To help us answer these questions, we are inviting some wonderful guests from the world of science. They will enlighten you, make you hungry for knowledge, oxygenate your brain, and make your ideas flow. This is Engine Season 3. Let's go!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 42 minutes past 7 a.m. and we are doing amazing. And in this first hour of conversation, we are starting with the conversation on self-love and a healthier future. It's actually not self-love, it's self-love. And I'm not alone in studio because I'm joined by two brilliant minds that are going to help us disseminate this conversation, even as we preempt on tomorrow, the 13th of February, which is World Condoms Day. So we are about to have that conversation at length. So let's jump right into it. Let's start. We say ladies first. Okay, Nancy, say hi to us. Tell us what you do and who you are.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Nancy. I'm a clinical officer with specialization in reproductive health.
Yes.
I work in the health unit at Kenyatta University. Yeah, basically that is my profession.
Yes.
And I deal with the young people.
Yeah.
I also deal with the whole community of Kenyatta University in offering general health care and also reproductive health care services to all our clients.
Yes, exactly. Can we first and foremost say a big congratulations to Kenyatta University for having such a department? Let's start from there. You know, the fact that Kenyatta University was concerned enough to give a whole department to reproductive health and to all the students, all the lecturers, every worker that is in Kenyatta University has a preview to this information and to these services. So a big congratulations to Kenyatta University for that. Thank you so much for offering such services and opening such opportunities for everyone right here at Kenyatta University. So that is Nancy, and we have another gentleman with us in studio, so I want him to say hello. Pia tuambie yeye, what does he do? And this is not the first time he's here. He has actually been here before. Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
My name is Stephen Obiero.
Yes, Stephen.
So Stephen Obiero is the chairperson of Kenyatta University Peer Counselor, and through that is also a local coordinator at Africa Student for Liberty. So he's still also a student within Kenyatta University fraternity.
Yes.
Who pursues education, and I'm a teacher of maths and business.
Math and business. How is that going so far?
That's nice. But the call was also on the reproductive health aspect. So that's why I refer myself as the SRH King. Yes.
SRH King. What does the SRH stand for?
Sexual Reproductive Health King.
Yes. All right. Okay. So Sexual Reproductive Health King is the person that we have on set today. And then that means he's the perfect person to have this conversation on World Condoms Day, which is tomorrow. And also generally on safe love and a healthier future. That is the theme for this year's World Condoms Day. So why?
Also, the theme is the reason why we came with the theme of safe, love, healthier future is because we want healthy people tomorrow, and condom is the best thing that when used correctly, consistently, will give us a healthier future based on the environment we are.
Yes.
We are in a sexually active environment.
Yes.
And we can't assume the conversation that sex is taking place.
Yeah.
So we have accepted the fact that within our community we indulge in sex, and so we want for us to get us a safe, a healthier future tomorrow.
Yeah.
We must prevent ourselves from STIs, HIV, as well as and it is called unwanted pregnancy. Yes.
All right. So that befits that day very well, because we are looking for safe love, which in turn gives us a healthier future. Because if we practice safe love today, then our future is guaranteed definitely to be healthier. Nancy, tell me what I had asked this before even this conversation started, but what your job description looks like every day at work. Every day at work, what does your work look like?
Actually, it's very interesting. It's very it's whereby it's very interactive, because when you talk about reproductive health, you know, basically most of the time it's about in health it's about the 1%.
Yes.
And 1% is the smallest part of our body.
Yes.
And 1% is our reproductive health, whereby we start from our genitals. That's the smallest part, but very sensitive.
Yes.
So it's good, and it's a place whereby people want to hear about it more.
Yes.
They have a lot of questions about it. They have a lot of concerns,
Yes.
and they have a lot of needs that needs to be addressed on the same.
Exactly.
So it's very good. It's very interactive. It's
Yeah.
reaching to the people.
So your days are full.
It's full, very full. Yes, very
Like
full.
like once again, I said like I appreciate Kenyatta University for having such a system in place. I want to go back to you, sir, just a little bit. And I know we said we talked a little bit about us being in a sexually active environment. Especially this is a campus. This is an institution of higher learning. What does our sexual reproductive health look like in comparison to the activeness?
So basically, sexual reproductive health encompasses the aspect of the mental, social, and psychological aspect of life.
Yes.
Which resonates about our reproductive health choices that we make. So basically, that's what I can talk to it, and it touches everything regarding to our sexuality and our reproductive.
Yes. So do you think is there enough communication had around sexual reproductive health in institutions like this one, and not just here at Kenyatta University, but generally where young people are mingling and intermingling together? Are we having this conversation on sexual reproductive health enough?
So the conversation haven't reached the climax, but we are in Kenyatta University is in that process of making it happen, because biblically it is said my people died because of lack of they perished because of lack of knowledge.
True.
But in Kenyatta University we want to say that we don't want you to die because of lack of knowledge, but we want you now to have that knowledge and at least help another person. So Kenyatta University is it that drive, and that's why they're now using the peers. So when you get the conversation from a peer to peer is more easier. And they are also bringing youth-friendly services in Kenyatta University in regards to reproductive and sexual health. So that you go there, you'll find young nurses, you'll find youth so you can resonate with easily. They are no longer having old people to deal with matters sexual reproductive health. And that is what I hope to take place in other institutions. But the conversation haven't reached that climax. But with KU, soon we'll be there.
So
it is still a journey.
I mean, we are contributing to getting that conversation to the climax. Yeah, because it ought to be saturated, honestly. We ought to have as much information on sexual reproductive health as possible. Take me through, Nancy, shedding some light on the ABC method and its connection to the reproductive health in general.
Yes, thank you so much. ABC, before we go to our ABC, we talked about SAFE.
Yes.
And it's good for young people to know that even as we go to our Valentine, SAFE needs to start from you. SAFE means to be away from harm because of the issues that are happening around. And you see, love is everything that brings about issues in life. So when you are safe, you are free from events that can damage your life.
Yes.
Being a student, you need to have a stable mind. You need to be able to concentrate, and you need to pursue your life the way it is supposed to be. So when you have issues that affect your reproductive health, it also affects your academics. So for you to be safe, for you to have a safe mind, because when you are safe, your physical, your social, your psychological, your spiritual well-being is perfect, and you are able to produce the best from you. So that's why we are talking about safe. So safe love, you have to be safe, and so that your body is fit for everything that you are supposed to pursue. So when we talk about issues with reproductive health, the fact that people are sexually active, and we have to agree that it is happening. However, there are things, principles that deals with reproductive health, and number one is ABC, and A is abstinence. When you are able to abstain, you are free from everything. You are safe from everything. You are safe from unwanted pregnancies. You are safe from issues of STIs. You are safe from issues of HIV. You are safe from issues of heartbreak, because there's nobody who is heartbreaking you because of issues of sex or issues of pregnancies. So ABC is abstinence, and what we try to push on is we say, if you are able to delay your sexual debut, it will be very good. It will be very important. And then the second thing is the B. The B is being faithful.
Being faithful.
Yeah, being faithful to an infected partner. That is very key. A monogamous relationship, whereby you are both able to agree. You know your HIV status. you know STI conditions. So it's supposed to be monogamous and being faithful to each other.
So it's not just being faithful, it's being faithful to one person, and then also
infected.
being faithful and infected.
Yes.
Because now if you are faithful to an infected person,
yes,
it beats the whole sense of this conversation that we are trying to have. Being faithful to one infected partner.
Yes.
Okay.
Both from HIV and STIs. Yeah, so meaning you must have gone through a thorough investigation and a thorough screening.
Yes.
Yes. However, we still push the agenda of having to use a condom despite when be faithful. Remember, you don't carry people around. People have their lives. So sometimes you think people are faithful, but you really don't know what's happening in their life. The faithfulness comes from their talking, but it's also about their actions. So the faithfulness should come from without and within yourself. Yeah. So the third step is about condom use. So condom, one has to use a condom faithfully, consistently, and correctly. Because if you don't use correctly and consistently, then you are not using it the right way. Yeah. Condom protects from issues of HIV and STIs and unwanted pregnancies. So when you use a condom correctly and consistently, then the percentage of protection is quite very high. Yeah. At least more than 98%. But when it is not used correctly and consistently, then it fails to serve the function of being a protective, being a condom. Yes. Being a barrier, because it's a barrier. Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay. So it's not once in a while.
No.
It's consistently.
Correctly.
Yes, correctly and consistently.
Yes.
Yes, and we have props for that because we are about to delve into the heart of the conversation, because you would think that we do not need to have this conversation, but the rate at which condoms are used incorrectly and not consistently and not used at all is alarming. So I want us to delve right here and talk about the importance of condoms. Before we go to demonstration, because we have our tools of trade this morning, we are going to be demonstrating on how to use condoms correctly and also consistently. And that one is just saying, like Nancy has said, it beats the purpose of being a barrier if it's not being used. All right, so these are important conversations that we should have. So we have said one is abstinence. Yes. Abstinence saves you from everything, really. Yes. But then if you cannot, if you've already passed that threshold, then be faithful. But also remember, like Nancy has said once again, you can guarantee of your own faithfulness, but you cannot guarantee of your partner. Hence the third option, which is condoms, which you should be using consistently and correctly. Okay, let's go on. What are the importance of condoms? Once again, let us remind ourselves.
So condom is playing a pivot role in a sexual reproductive health. It is a fulcrum. It is the holding point of sex. And especially to our generation that is sexually active, and that we don't know somebody's status. You just see Steve is healthy here, but you don't know his status. Saizi hakuna kupima na macho. So that's what you must understand with it. So it's very great importance. Condom is something that protects you from two great things. In regards to contraceptives. Condom is the only contraceptive that prevents you from pregnancy and the unintended pregnancy, as well as prevent you from HIV and STIs. So it is having a dual protection.
Yeah. It doubles up in function.
Yes, as the rest of the contraceptives, they are there, but they prevent you from only pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what makes it a very important thing in sexual reproductive health.
Yes. All right, so it is important because, like we have said, all the rest protect you from unwanted pregnancies, but condoms do two of the jobs: prevent you from unwanted pregnancy and STIs, and as well as HIV and AIDS. Let me ask a quick question. What are the statistics surrounding HIV and AIDS in the country as of now? Are they getting better or are they getting worse?
So basically, in country, it depends on the region. And region-based, statistically, we can say that we are in the process of delivering ourselves, because but the process will now work there when we have broken the stigma on it. So, but now we have the aspect of HIV statistic. I can say statistically we are making improvement, because now if the conversations start from us, at least now you say a peer-to-peer communicating with others,
yes,
then now the conversation now improve the statistics, and soon we believe that the statistics will have to lower the number of HIV infections
yes,
in the country.
Yes. An important point is that now we are having the conversations as ourselves, which I think is a big step, because with HIV we've come from so far. The stigma was massive. We could not even have this conversation some years back. So I like that we as peers can sit down and actually talk about HIV. That in itself is a big step. But like Steve is saying right here, we have not yet reached the climax of that conversation. So we keep having it over and over again until we have had it all. So let's move on to the types. There are many types of condoms, and by types I mean male and female. There are many types of the male condom or the female condom, but I want us to talk about the FC2 specifically. We have had this conversation again, but for the sake of those who missed out on that conversation, I want Nancy to break down the FC2 condom.
Yes.
Yes.
The FC2 condom is a female condom,
yes,
which is a polyurethane. It's basically used by females when you cannot use a dual. You cannot use a male condom and at the same time a female condom.
Yeah.
So it's either of the two. It's either a male condom or a female condom. So the female condom, which is called the FC2, it has to be inserted inside the vagina, and it still has dual protection against pregnancy and against STIs and HIV. So it has to be inserted by a female, and at least 30 minutes before the time of sexual intercourse, and it has a very good protection. And also the enjoyment bit of it from the feedback we are getting from our clients, it still has a enjoyment part of it, just like all the just like the male condom. However, the female and the male are reporting more pleasure when they are using even a female condom
than the male condom.
Than even the male condom. Yes. So it's people need to know and to get more information on this female condom, because it's like people know about the male condom, but very few people are empowered and they know about female condom and even how to use it.
Yes.
So it's something that needs to be information needs to be given it out.
We need to give this information out there.
Yes.
Question, you mentioned something. It needs to be a whole 30 minutes before.
Yeah, at least a whole 30 minutes before, because it has to get the warmth of the vagina, and it has to be attached to the lining of the vagina. Because if you put it a bit earlier and it's not attached to the lining of the vagina, it's not get warm. Because it's when you have a female condom, even your partner is not aware that you are having a condom, because even during the insertion you have to direct him on how to insert. If you put it a few minutes, like 5-10 minutes, then it may not get the warmth of the vagina, and it will make a bit of some noise. But if you put it early enough, then it's going to stick to the lining of the vagina, and even the partner is not even aware that there is a condom, because it's just like the normal vagina. It has the warmth and the moisture content of the vagina.
Okay.
Yes.
So preferred.
Yes.
This is where we are having this conversation. So the preferred time is about 30 minutes.
Before,
yes, as Nancy is explaining.
Yes.
All right. So you are still from the, because this is not the first conversation we are having about the FC2. Do you feel like we have a lot more people are embracing the use of FC2?
There's lack of information,
yes,
about FC2. For the people who know, they are really embracing it. But for majority of the people, they are not aware about FC2 and how to use it. They just, very few get to know about it. And those who have heard about it, they probably don't know the advantages and even how to use it. So there are myths and misconceptions about the FC2, that when you use it, it can get lost inside your vagina, inside your cervix. But it's just the myths and misconception. Otherwise, more needs to be done on the information, awareness on the importance of FC2. It's there, yes, but more needs to be done.
You feel like more needs to be done. And that is exactly where we are here, ladies and gentlemen, to do more. You know, to do more, to create awareness, to get these purchases of this FC2 actually going up, and people are being aware so that they can make their choices accordingly. All right, I think we have gotten to the demonstration part right about now. So we want to start with FC2 because that is the conversation that we are having. We have our tools of trade on the table, as you can see. So we want to start with exactly how to use the FC2. Steve, you want to take us through that?
Yes, let the boy child do it so
Yes.
that so that the male in the population know that they also have the power.
Exactly, to actually.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you again. So FC2, she has said it is literally made of nitrile. And the aspect of us putting is at least to adapt to the body temperature. So we have the FC2 and we'll use our cube for the vagina.
Yes.
So anything that is manufactured by man undergoes the rule of wear and tear. So the first thing, whenever you check any, be it male or female, you check out the expiry date.
Yes.
Because you'll realize that if you use an expired one, it would have not served its purpose. So you confirm the expiry date. Then once you've confirmed the expiry date, you check if there is any point within the condom, if it is any place that has anything that has pinched it or it has any hole. So once it is safe, you can also confirm with your hands. Once it is safe, there's a lubricant inside here. And that's another thing that makes it more, reason why most people appreciate it is because of the lubricant inside here. So the lubricant inside here facilitate the sexual hedge. So a lubricant here, but it is not gently spread. So for us to make it spread, we'll gently have to spread it. So when we spread it, the lubricant is equally distributed. The moment the lubricant is equally distributed, unlike the male condom has a serrated part. But for the female condom, we are given a guide where we are supposed to tear. So there's a point here where we are told to tear. Yes. So those people who are in rush of using their teeth, those who are using knife, so we have to tear it at this point that we are shown how to tear it. And it's very easy. If you compare it to the other part, it is going to be tough. But here, it is going to be very easy.
Yeah, it tears easily where you have been directed.
Yes.
Okay.
So by this, the moment I'm tearing this, the hands are supposed to be clean. Remember, sex should be healthy. And healthy starts from yourself embracing personal hygiene. Yes. So your hands needs to be very clean.
Yes.
So when your hands is very clean, you'll have the condom. Here is how it looks like. Often it scares people, but the quantity is the same. So it has two rings, the inner and the outer ring.
Yes.
So the inner ring is for the pleasure, where if a man reaches a point, there's a double pleasure. He feels it, the lady also feels it. The outer one, the outer ring is there. It takes the surface, it adapts the surface of the vagina.
Yes.
So whenever you have this, if you want to insert it as a, you can insert it as a lady if you are there. But if you have your partner, you can also insert it 30 minutes before. Yes. And the reason why we insist 30 minutes, she had explained that let it adapt to the body temperature. So when adapting to the body temperature, this also will help our young ladies that go for parties and they are not sure of the uncertainty that is going to get them in those parties. Yes. So before they go to party, just like tampons, we have been having tampons and we work with that all day. So this can also you can also have it before you go for a party. So in the two rings, how do you want to insert it? The moment you're inserting it, you're supposed to be in a position where you either squat or you sleep, you lie down.
You are lying on your back.
Facing up.
Yes.
Facing up. So if you're a right-handed person, you'll hold it by left. If you're a left-handed, you'll hold it in the opposite side. So the reason why that use the hand you use to make a eight shape. Yeah. It should give us a 8 shape.
Yeah.
This one, when forming it, this one doesn't need the lady to have the sexual urge of getting erect. Like the male one, the male penis must be erect. So for this one, the lady puts it prior. Yeah. She doesn't have to have, as long as she has, because sex is mentally. So as long as she has had it on the brain that she wants to have the sex, then she will be just prepared for sex. So at that moment, we'll have to insert it. Kindly for our ladies with stick-ons, this is now not your time. You can have your partner help you, because the nails might be longer and it might tear the condom. So when I insert it, but when I'm going to insert it, I'm going to insert it so that you see now, that's how the vagina was hard. So once I've inserted it, I'll use the index finger so that at least it lands to the surface.
Yes.
That's why I'm telling those with stick-on, the moment you're doing this, probably you might
end up
tearing
breaking
it, and nothing will have been protected. So the moment I have placed it, it will have landed the surface inside there. So once it has landed there, yes, so it will 30 minutes later it will have adapted to the body temperature, and now it will have now aligned to the body. But now here comes a case where now we want to indulge in sex.
Yes.
So it is upon the lady to direct the male's penis.
Yes.
Because at times you'll find, for us we are right, we want to deposit and go. Yeah. But for this instance, ladies, you must protect yourself also. So you'll be directing the penis. But when you leave it, it adapts to the body temperature. At times, you now the temperature now it will now take the lining of the body, the vagina.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you have to direct it for as a lady. So the moment you have directed it, you will now at least you will direct it for once. Then somebody will think that how it will enter inside. No. Once it had adapted to the body temperature, it will have now aligned. There's nothing like it will enter inside. But we don't say that anything is possible, but a fewer cases is where we have had clients coming back and confessing they entered inside.
Yes.
Anything that is new in the market is taken for you do it self-trial.
Yeah.
So you do a first trial as yourself. Don't wait until Steve comes for us to do a trial.
Yeah.
Try it 2-3 times before you have your partner, so that you get its comfort.
Yes.
Because if you come and we try it, probably we might not use it correctly and consistent. That's now the aspect of first round we use the female condom, then second round now we hoped to now go without a condom.
Yeah.
And that is now the aspect of inconsistency.
Exactly. That is what we are trying to avoid with this whole conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So the inconsistency we need to now leave it.
Yeah.
So the moment as a man I've done my deposition and I've done it, this is now very important. The lady can still sleep as long as she's facing her and relax. Unlike the male one, where you will have now you remove it when you are still erect.
Yes.
So you use the tissue, because I said sex is very clean and we need to embrace clean sex. So you'll use a tissue. When using a tissue, so you'll have to, using a tissue, you roll it at least 4 times. The reason why you're rolling it at least 4 times is for the sake of the deposit not to spill out.
Yeah. Okay.
The whatever deposited not to. So I'll say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 3 times, or it can go more. Now see how it's coming out. Very easy.
Yeah.
There's no struggle.
Sort of slides out.
Yeah, it's easy. Now that one, now once you have released it, tomorrow you don't know Steve will be the MP of somewhere. We don't know. We don't want the aspect of this is when I'm dead now. Somebody come, I am having your son or your daughter. Yes, and God forbid for that. But I know tomorrow I'm in the leadership of the country, and I'll be helping either the health sector, reproductive health, and doing those things. Yes. So we don't want the aspect of somebody coming that, oh, I had a son, I had his daughter. So dispose it very well.
Yeah.
And don't, if you're having the toilet, don't use it don't dump it in the toilet.
Flush it down.
When you flush it, it's called blockage.
Yes.
And that will also a risk to our hygiene.
Yeah.
And once you've disposed it, you make sure we don't want the students the children saying that, oh, we have balloon, we have found some milk inside. We don't want maziwa mala aspect.
Yeah.
Let's protect the society and make the sex serve its purpose.
Yes. So you also dispose it correctly.
Correct.
Quick question. The female condom is used just once?
We embrace 1 for 1 round, because I want you to imagine that I've deposited for the first round and I still deposit again. It will be very filthy. But we embrace 1.
So 1 round.
One round.
Yes.
1 for 1 round. Previously we used to have FTC1, where you could wash and apply the gel. But we realized you wash, I'm seeing your skin.
Yeah. I'm like,
and then,
why are you washing?
So you wash and apply the gel. But now that one we realized, and that's why we had the nitrile material. It is very tough.
Yes.
you never see it, it's very tough that tearing becomes very hard.
Yes.
Unless you decide now to use a sharp object.
Or you have sharp nails.
Or you have sharpness and every other thing that can create a hole inside it.
Okay, so you advocate for 1 round, to use 1 FC2 condom for one round.
Yes.
Okay, that means you have to wait 30 minutes for the next round because you need it to adjust to the body temperature. We understanding now that we are in unison. And also another point to note is that Steve has said, try these things by yourself. Like any new thing, try it by yourself before you use it incorrectly. Anything else to add? We are running out of our time.
Something to add about the female condom.
Yeah.
The power of having to direct your partner. Remember when you put it off, let's just assume this is the vagina.
Yes.
So the reason of having to direct a partner, because of being in a rush,
yeah,
that's why things go wrong. You find that somebody puts it
in the wrong outside.
The,
now we are
outside.
meeting the purpose
Yes.
of
So the reason of having to direct is so that you put it inside.
Yes.
But if you have to, if the partner doesn't get support of the female, if the male partner doesn't get support of the female, most of the time you'll find that he'll put it outside and he'll push it inside.
Yes.
So by the end of the day, you'll find that you have used the female condom is inside and you have used an unprotective aspect.
Yes.
That's why they come and say lipotelea ndani.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so it is very...
That's why he's talking about it's good that at least you try it on yourself a number of times, and it's good to communicate about it. That's why it is safe. It has to be safe because both of the partners agree and you say, I'm using it.
Yes.
But at the same time, sometimes you can even use it without your partner having to know, like the people who are doing the commercial sex work, sometimes maybe the other partner doesn't want a condom, but they are empowered to use a female condom because it's protected by the end of the day.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
what I wanted to add on the female condom.
Yes. All right. So this one even provides a little bit of more comfort and even less, I want to say less noticeable even in some situations. All right. Let's rush through the male condom. Again, Nancy, you can take us through that quick and fast because we are out of time. And then we are going to talk about Valentine's as we close and tell people, of course, to enjoy safe, healthy sex.
Thank you so much. Just like the way Obiro has talked about the female condom, the male condom, you just have to still follow the same rules and regulations. First, you have to check the expiry date.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why psychologically, mentally, you're supposed to be prepared.
Yes.
So you don't need to be in a rush, because if you're in a rush, then you'll not be able to check the contents and what is needed. So first, you need to check on the expiry date. Like this one is February 2025, so you still have a long way to go. Then you have to check if there's any breakage. That's why you have to see if there's any air coming of it. Yeah. And at the same time, you also distribute the lubricant, which is inside, just the way you did for a female condom. And then you don't have to use your teeth when you are opening the condom. Yeah. You just have to use your fingers. You see there is this part that you have to tear it. Yeah. Don't use your teeth.
There is an easily tearable part.
Yes, I've gotten hold of the needle, so my hands are a bit slippery. Yeah. So there's the teary part of it. You can see that part. It's
the serrated part on the edges. Yeah. So just use that and tear it.
Yes. Okay? After checking all the other aspects.
Yes.
Then you tear it.
And it tears easy.
Yeah,
so
it tears
if it's
easily.
not, you know you're tearing it at the wrong part.
At the wrong part. Okay. Then we need to talk about the hygiene. Your hands should be very clean and dry.
Yes.
Yes. And then now there are two parts. Now when you see there is this the condom, there's the tip. You see that's the tip.
Yes.
So you need to hold the right place, because if you don't hold the right place, then means you are going to roll it wrongly.
The wrong way.
Yes. And at the same time, the issue of burst condom come because you've left the tip with some air.
Yes.
Yeah. So just before you insert it, make sure you are ready, and the penny should be
erect.
Yeah, it should be erect. Because if it's not an erect penny, then you are not going to put it on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult. Then you hold the tip and make sure you are holding the right place to unroll.
Yes.
Then you hold the tip with one hand, and then you roll it down with the other hand. Then it's big enough for all the penny sizes, so don't complain that it's small like a dogo nini. You see I'm still holding the tip. Because if you don't hold the tip, that's why people come with issues of condom burst. Yeah, because the air inside will make it burst it. It will burst it during the time of friction. So then once it is at the end of the pennies, then now you can leave. So you see, you have this part.
Yes, and
now this part is also a space whereby the semen is being deposited, because you can imagine if you don't have that part, where will the semen go? It will have to struggle all the way to this other part.
Yes.
Then now you have your sex, and once you are done, then you need to remove it. But you have to remove it when the penis is still erect, still firm. Because if you wait it until now, because after the sexual activity, now the penis just falls
flaccid.
Yeah, it's flaccid. So you have to remove it when it is still firm, and so you hold the end of it, and you unroll.
Yeah.
You unroll it. You can even use a tissue, but you unroll it down. You unroll it down.
This information we are getting is for making sure that we are using this protection correctly. Because if you use it incorrectly, it beats the whole purpose of it. That's why we are taking you through step by step.
So you remove with a tissue so that it doesn't slip off.
Yeah.
Once you remove, you make sure that you tie it vizuri, because of the sperm is inside here and the semen. So you make sure you dispose it well, just the way you have disposed the female condom. You don't put it in a toilet, because it's once you flush it, most of the time you flush and you leave, and the next person who comes will find it floating. And if it's a child, they remove and they'll start playing with it. Or if you throw it outside, they want to use it as balloons, and you'll find children playing around with balloons.
Yes.
And it will be very unsafe. So it is very important that you dispose it in the right way, and it's good that it gets burned.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, if you can be able to get it to an incinerator or your bins correctly, where you dispose of all the other things that you dispose.
And you use one condom at a time. Kindly don't use two condoms, because if you use two condoms, then the friction part of it will break it away.
Yes.
Yeah, it is non-porous and it is latex.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And there are many types of condoms. We also have those that have flavors.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So one condom at a time. You two will not help the prevention. Okay. In fact, it is going to make things worse anyway. All right, and bad, and beats the purpose of all of it. So one condom at a time. Steve, talk to us as we close. A quick first on the strategic placing of World Condoms Day just before Valentine's as we close.
Also, the World Condom Day is there strategically placed in preparation of the wars that will evict from early November, late October, of having your pregnancy, or I got pregnant, or you infected me. The World Condom Day is there to sensitize people and break the stigma that are there in regards to sexual reproductive health. So this day, which we'll be celebrating tomorrow in Kenyatta University at SSC room 12, is specifically there to give you information on contraceptive, how you can protect yourself, and give you a prevent Valentine edition. Prior knowledge, you go on Valentine having that knowledge, because we don't want an issue where we lose a young generation because of trying to secure unsafe abortion. Yet prevention is better than cure. So the best way for us to have this is disseminate information and tell them that we are now giving, we don't want to just tell you the problem is people contracting HIV and AIDS. We are now trying to give you a solution of you first abstain, because that's where most churches remain to say abstain, but when you're pregnant, they say story in your church. Oh, the daughter of so-and-so is pregnant. Another thing, we not only give you the option of abstaining, we also take you to the aspect of being faithful. I might be faithful or you might be faithful, but Obiro somewhere from Maluo land believes in polygamous life. I have so many partners. So we are now preparing you. If you're having a partner like Obiro Stephen somewhere who is having 30 wives or 30 concubines, how will you handle the sexual urge? Then now we are not only stopping there, we are now giving you another option that can now help you from, we know that Obiro is sexually active, or that young youth down there is sexually active. and now is having the pressure of taking the girlfriend out. You have taken her out, you have invested on her. Then now you say now it is a payback time. And you realize that you ask a lady, what can you bring on the table? She now tells you, I can bring my body on the bed. Yeah.
Wrong answer, but let's move on.
So that is now at times they give the answer. And now we now tell you to use condom. And the aspect of now the World Condom Day is now emphasizing on the usage of condom as it can protect you from STIs, HIV, and unwanted pregnancies.
Thank you. I like that this is three-ply kind of a solution. So if you cannot fit in category A, fit in B. If you cannot fit in B, there is still C. Then those are enough choices, honestly, for you to actually end up making the right decision, despite where you are in the spectrum of A, B, or C. Yes, I want us to wrap up with Nancy. Just advice to young girls, adolescents, students in universities, especially from an experience point, because I know you deal with these cases on a daily. Yes. What would be your general advice to young people or to the youth concerning the, of course, sexual reproductive health?
Yes, to the young people, be safe. Make informed decision on your reproductive health issues.
Yes.
Be informed. Be aware of the things that exist on the ground, the male and the female condom. Make wise decision all the time, and informed decision. We have our youth-friendly clinic. We are there all the time. Come. We are there to listen to you. We are very non-judgmental. For those who are not aware, we have our Ghana 2 youth-friendly reproductive health clinic, where we offer all the services and we offer the information. So make sure you are safe all the time. Even as we go to the Valentine's Day, make sure you make informed decision, because your tomorrow matters and your health matters.
Yes.
Because if you take care of today, then tomorrow you are going to have a bright future. You not come with issues of unsafe abortion, because it's very unfortunate when you lose young people who have a bright future due to safe abortions, or they have to terminate their education because they have unplanned pregnancies, or they get issues of STIs, HIV that probably give them a bit of mental instability. However, we are there to work with you all the time. Come. We are there to listen, and we're very non-judgmental.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so much for providing that platform. I want us, as we close, Steve, take us through where the peer counselors can be found, the locations, the offices, and online.
So peer counseling, Kenyatta University gave us an office that is BSSC room 272. And now it has now broadened it, and now we have our branch at Nyayo flat 1.
Yes.
So we are growing.
You are growing. A big congratulations.
So we have you can come to Nyayo flat 1. That is for those who are in Nyayo zone. It's also a clinic that offers sexual reproductive health services. So then also we have our office, and also we have a Ghana clinic where we work within the Directorate Kenyatta University Health Unit. Online you can get us Kenyatta University PCs or Kenyatta University Peer Counselors, Kenyatta University PCs.
Yes. Like I said, if you're in Kenyatta University, you are one of the few lucky ones to have access to this information, to these services, and to people who are your peers. So there is only as much they can do, but they can actually be able to help without being very judgmental, or without being judgmental at all. So yes, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for taking us through the demonstrations. You would think this is information that is out there, but clearly we are still yet to reach enough people. So I hope that you have learned a thing or two on how to use the FC2 or the female condom, or even the male condom. You have heard about the misconceptions around it. I hope that you and I have learned a thing or two. That is how we want to close our conversation number 1. I hope that you have learned, and even as you go to Valentine's, happy Valentine's, remember to practice safe, healthy sex. Right? Thank you so much.
Technology, science, innovation, ICT and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. Women, young and old, are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the retro tech. On Tech Innovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
Welcome to Children's Corner. Welcome to Children's Corner. Children's Corner.
Kaunti maarufu kwa kuzalisha maziwa na ukuzaji wa majani chai. Pia, serikali ya kaunti inawahimiza wakulima kukumbatia mitindo mingine ya kilimo kuzidisha mapato.
Kama kuna kikundi moja inafanya biashara ya kuuza kuku, hao pia tumewafadhili kuwafunza jinsi ya kuhandle zile kuku kwa sababu wanaleta kwa wingi.
Haya yote tunakuletea katika Boresha Kilimo, toleo la kaunti ya Bomet.
Kilimo ni nguzo kubwa kwa ujenzi wa taifa.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Can Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosives.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
What does the law say concerning that particular situation?
I believe the best way to go about it is by first defining who a child is.
Okay.
So the Children's Act 2022 sets out a child to be anyone who is below the age of 18. Children in contact with the law, on the other hand, are victims. Okay. We have children who have either been assaulted, molested.
Badala ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila woga.
Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za taarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani swahibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahodha mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalonukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
Where we ask the coolest questions in science. Let's go! Is yogurt really just rotten milk? Why do humans need sharks to survive? How did a 12-year-old boy from Africa invent modern vanilla farming? How do you deliver medicine to a chimpanzee? Can poop be useful? How can you save the planet by reducing air pollution? To help us answer these questions, we are inviting some wonderful guests from the world of science. They will enlighten you, make you hungry for knowledge, oxygenate your brain, and make your ideas flow. This is Engine Season 3. Let's go!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 36 minutes past 8 a.m. and we are doing fantastic. We have just finalized on the conversation on World Condoms Day that is happening tomorrow, February the 13th, which, like we've said, very strategically placed for the celebration of Valentine's. I think we have picked a few things from there. One, if you are going to be engaging in sex on Valentine's Day tomorrow, the next day, you need to be aware, you need to make informed choices so that we do not end up with decisions that could have been prevented. Like we said, we are talking about safe, healthy sex. All right, so it is upon us to get all of that information into our system, know how to use your condoms, whether it is FC2 or the male condom, know the stigmatization around it, know everything that there is to know. You can never know too much. You can never have too much information about a specific thing, especially if it is a healthy thing to know about. So gather as much information as we can. We have only given you a very small snippet, really, of the FC2 and of condoms in general, but that is a very good place to start the conversation. So I urge you to pick the conversation from there to practicals. Like we have said, the FC2 condom requires you to prepare yourself, conduct a few practicals, know your body a little bit, get to make informed choices so that you can know your options. Know your options, know what is there for you so that you can pick the best option for yourself. All right, so I hope that we are going to continue with that conversation. Of course, World Condoms Day is all over the world, so there's going to be a lot of conversation on social media. So if you can be able to take a minute and actually consume healthy content, healthy information about World Condoms Day, please go ahead and do exactly that. All right, so that is how we wrap up that conversation. In case of any comment on it, remember we are streaming live on YouTube right about now, so kimbia pale, drop me your comment and I'm going to be getting to it in just a bit. So we put a full stop there. Matters World Condoms Day, Valentine's Day, we put a full stop on that conversation because we want to jump on to our next one. I told you this show today is not for blinking. You blink, you lose. So we are going to jump right into our next conversation, and we are talking all matters about healthy, resilient and empowered communities, and we are going to be talking to be having very sensitive conversations. I like that I'm having these conversations with professionals, with people who actually know what to do, so that you and I can be able to learn. You and I can pick a few things, take them home, and actually be able to live healthier, more resilient, and empowered lives. So right about now, ladies and gentlemen, you want to jump in to our second conversation of the day. Alright, welcome back. Without wasting any time, we are here. I am joined by two beautiful and brilliant ladies who are going to be here to help me disseminate the conversation around mental health, really. Do I just want to say mental health? Because I feel like it's a big umbrella that hosts all of the conversations that we are going to have. So without wasting any more time, I want them to say hello. Both of them are called Mukamis, which is so cute. And then both of them are wearing glasses, white t-shirts. You're just screaming warmth. Thank you. You have brought such a sense of warmth to the studio this morning. So we start with Milka Mukami.
Oh, hi, my name is Milka Mukami. Yes. I am a student in Kenyatta University.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, and I have worked with Mental 360 since May of last year. I am specifically in Nakujali project, and my role there is Arafiki, which we will get to disseminate as we go on.
Exactly, yes, because I wanted to ask that question. So thank you for preempting. I am going to ask that question.
Okay.
Yes, Mukami.
Yes,
Aranja.
Karen.
Yes. Please say hello this morning.
Thank you so much, Karen, for having us on your show this morning. We're really excited to be here.
You're welcome.
My name is Mukami Monyoke.
Yes.
I'm a psychologist and the program manager at Mental 360. Yes. Really, this conversation is very encouraging for me as a psychologist and also a mental health advocate, yes, to see you guys using your platform to advance and amplify mental health conversations. So yes, thank you so much.
You're most welcome. We are big time pioneers and advocates of mental health conversations, because what are we without it? So we really do take it seriously. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. I want us to start from there, and from you specifically. You are a psychologist. What inspired you to get into psychology? Let's start from there.
Yes. So really, my story is that growing up, I lived through an experience where I had an uncle who was suffering from schizophrenia.
Yeah.
But as a young child, you don't really understand what that is.
Yeah.
So you're seeing your uncle being very crazy and out there. Those are the terms that as a child you're thinking, he's crazy. He's walking around collecting dirt and plastics, and people are chasing after him.
Yeah.
I'd see him being bound by ropes just for people to restrain him and all of that. So that really grew a curiosity in me to really understand what is going on. Why is my uncle like this? Why is the community around us very scared of him? So when I got to university and saw a course called counseling psychology, I knew this is it for me.
This is it. This is what I want to do with my life.
Yes, I really want to understand this thing and provide support for people going through mental illnesses and mental health challenges.
Yes. I think that's a very, very good place to start our conversation right there. So far, how have you found it? Was it everything you were hoping it would be?
Wow, it's more than I thought it would be. I mean, when you go to school and learn about counseling and psychology, that theoretical bit of it feels very soft and very easy. But once you get on the ground and start doing the work, it's totally different. It's like amplified 10 times. But it's been very rewarding to see because you work with someone from a point of struggle to a point where they become resilient, where they're able to make enjoyable, find their life enjoyable, and make very informed choices about their life. So seeing that progress in a client, that is very, very, very fulfilling for me.
Wow, that must be, because that is quite the journey. To help someone build resilience of all things, it can be quite tasking. So we appreciate your services to all of your clients, and to us who get to be on the other side of that information. We really appreciate what you do. Milka, what are you studying here at Kenyatta University?
I'm studying education, Bachelor of Education.
What subject?
Mathematics and physics.
Okay.
I always like saying that because you get that reaction.
Exactly. I'm a smart girl. Thank you. Wow, that is amazing. In what year are you?
I'm in my 4th year, second semester, so final.
So you're actually clearing school.
Yes.
Wow, that is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank
for,
you.
getting through the course. Let's start from the top. I want to ask about Rafiki, but before I do that, Mentor 360. I think Mukami will take us through that. What is Mentor 360? What do they deal with? You as a project manager, disseminate Mentor 360 for us.
Sure. So Mentor 360 is a youth-led, youth-focused, non-profit mental health organization. So our mandate is to raise awareness on mental health matters, to provide support and resources to at-risk individuals and communities so that we are able to improve their mental health outcomes. So like I've mentioned, we are youth-focused. So that means that our target audience are the youth. And someone might ask, why are we targeting the youth? So you realize that in Kenya, the majority of the population, more than half of the population, is made up of young people. And statistics and data are showing us that a lot of the mental health challenges are being experienced by the same young people. So the group that makes a majority of our population is still the one that is the most vulnerable to mental health challenges, mental illnesses, and suicide. So that is why this is our target population, because they're very vulnerable and because we are the majority of this country.
I mean, there are many that by itself should be a point of concern, because you do not want your greatest percentage of the population being affected by something, because those numbers are coming in honestly unrealistic forms. You hear about the suicide cases and you're like, what? Those are like, they are massive, huge numbers. So I definitely think Mentor 360 is at the right place and having the right conversations. Milka, how did you come by Mentor 360? How did you become a Rafiki of Mentor 360, and what does that mean?
Okay, mine was through conversation. So our main emphasis is conversation saves lives. So in this specific scenario, I was conversing with a friend of mine who is a psychologist by profession, and she was following Mentor 360 for a while.
Yeah.
So she posted, there was a poster by the organization that they were looking for volunteers, 25 and under, who live in Kiambu and have had personal experiences with either suicide ideation, suicide attempts, or just mental cases, mental health issues and complications. So when I saw that, it called to me, and because I have had my lived experiences, and I wanted a channel where I can explore that niche. So that's why and how I got into Mentor 360, and specifically under the Nakujali project. About Arafiki and who Arafiki is, it is as simple as the name is. It's a friend, it's a it's a confidant, it's someone you can trust, it's someone you can rely on. But now in this specific scenario, in matters involving mental health, so someone who you can entrust, you can ask for advice. And the complicated part about it and the sophisticated part about it is the friend that you're confiding in, I as a Rafiki and those who we will be working with in different constituencies, is capable to empower you as a person. And that's the major definition of a Rafiki.
So does their capability, is there any form of training, or it is from the experiences they have had?
I don't think you can isolate the two, because with experiences, you are able to empathize.
Yes.
It is easier for you to put yourself in someone else's shoes if you have, you know, understood their life and you've gone through some share of that. But there are also workshops where I'm representing Ruiru constituency. There's a Rafiki representing Lari, someone is representing Juja, and we all come together and we share those experiences within those workshops. So that's the glue that brings us together and helps us do our work as Rafikis.
Exactly. I think that is perfect combination, because like anything, I think I was having a conversation with a friend of mine talking about parenthood and how only we were having a conversation around how non-parents, people who are not parents yet, advise parents. And it was almost like you sort of need to experience parenthood for yourself, for you to have staunch, strong opinions. It's not like people who do not have children should not have opinions about children, but staunch, concrete opinions. Like you sort of have to have the experience for you to be able to even sympathize with and empathize with the whole situation. And I think it goes that goes the very same for mental health and mental illnesses and conversations around mental health. With experience, you're able to empathize and sympathize better. Okay, so let's talk about Nakujali. So Nakujali is a branch of Mentor 360.
Yes,
okay,
it is one of the projects.
Okay, it's one of the projects. So take me through.
Okay. So when you look at the suicide rates in Kenya, I mean, there's not enough data really showing the real situation in the ground. But 2 years ago, the DCI gave data on what was going on in the country, and they reported on 483 cases of suicide by then. And out of these 483 cases, 109 of these cases were accounted for by Kiambu County.
That is alarming. I actually came through that as I was preparing for this conversation, and I was like, what? I really didn't know that we are that badly off as a county, as Kiambu County in general.
And also there's another statistic that says that suicide is the second leading cause of death among the young people. Right? So the Nakujali project is really informed by these statistics, or rather the lack of data to show what is actually happening on the ground. So it's a suicide prevention intervention, and this project seeks to address strengthening social support systems and empowering youth with lived experiences to become youth champions in their communities. So like Mukami has just said, we are currently working with different youth with lived experiences from the different sub-counties of Kiambu.
Yes.
Okay. So what we are doing is that we are empowering them. We are using their story, of course, with their permission.
Yes.
They are willing to use their story as a voice to support other youth within their communities and within the larger Kiambu County and ultimately in Kenya. And what we're doing is that we are empowering them through taking them through training. So we will train them on how to provide psychological first aid. We will train them on how to conduct social support systems and groups. We will train them on how to identify when someone is struggling with suicide, when they're going through mental health challenges or a mental illness.
Yes.
We will also train them on, after they identify another youth who's going through these challenges, how they can refer and offer them, link them with care and support that is necessary for them at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems that is wholesome, because like you said, the suicide cases already by themselves, and I'm sure you guys being at the ground are probably having higher numbers than what we are even seeing on our, you know, our TV stations, radio stations, the statistics out there. You might be dealing with much. I wanted to ask Mukami for a favor. Would you be able to share the experience that makes you a Rafiki, or rather, what was your connection that made you, you know, a suitable Rafiki?
Wait, in the lived experience
Yes,
sense?
in the lived experience sense.
Okay, yeah, I don't mind sharing it at all.
Please do.
Because as Mukami has said, with their consent, our stories help young people who have these experiences to know, first of all, I am not alone.
Yes.
This is something that is happening to other people like me. And then on another sense, to empower them, because this person has overcome this challenge that I felt to be so big. And they're here. And they're actually working in the field to make sure that people are getting the help that they deserve. So in 2019, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And it was a hard time for me because, like I said, I don't know, I had no prior experience.
Yes, like at all. You're moving from zero to a very solid diagnosis that is, that can be hard.
It is hard. But there was also social support around me. My family was very supportive. They reduced stigma around it because they accepted me for that. And they helped me get the care that I needed. So after that, I went through my medication and my psychiatric treatment, and I took my medication and I finished. And then after that, there is also the psychological perspective, because you get medicated, but your brain also needs some help. So I got counseling, and that helped me to get, you know, acceptance about this whole situation. And after that, after learning some coping mechanisms and got comfortable with the idea, this opportunity came about.
Exactly. So question, let me take you back a little bit. What made you, or rather what science or what pushed you to go and get actually diagnosed? Like, what was happening in your life so that you thought, okay, I think I might need hospital help?
Well, sometimes that is the best case scenario. I think you have explained it or described it in a very fantasy kind of because the real world is a bit more brutal than that. Chaotic. Yeah, it is chaotic, because for me, I had like the episode comes like a meltdown. So when that happened, my roommate was capable of calling my parent and saying, I think your child is not okay. So at that time I was currently in Mombasa. So my father came in and he identified quickly what was the situation, and then they took me to see a psychiatrist, and that's when the diagnosis came in. So sometimes it just is not as beautifully put as we can, you know, hope for, but with those scenarios, you just become a phoenix. You go through a very tough time, and that hardens you, and it gives you thick skin, and it helps you now to do this work that we are doing right now.
To be able to do the work that you're doing. Okay, the part B of my question, Mukami mentioned, and also you have mentioned about psychological first aid. Like the fact that even after you're done with your medication, your physical medication, you need to go through counseling. How important, like I want to start with, how do you identify that medically I am fine, but my mental state is not yet up at par with my body?
Okay. I think how you would identify that, and I'll try and give it in my own perspective and my own experience. When you're taking your medication, you can feel like the adverse effects are reduced.
Yes, they are wearing off.
They are wearing off, exactly. But then there's still like a dissonance in your mind that you feel like, I feel like I'm getting better, but not really. Like you can't specifically and confidently say, I'm doing well.
Yes.
And that's when you now start to examine your conscience. So that's where mental awareness is important.
Yes.
Because now with that mental awareness, you'll be like, I don't think everything is okay. And I think now here I need non-medicative measures, preventive measures, counseling measures, and that's how you identify the difference between the two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm asking this because I know a lot of people might be watching out there, and if we've really pushed for go to hospital, get a psychiatrist, get diagnosed professionally, but think our mental state is left a little bit behind. So that is a conversation that we ought to have, so that we are at par, so that now you can move from a patient to an actual rafiki, you know, that is fully recovered, and you can be able to extend the same hand to someone to move from their struggling state to a person that can actually be able to help other people. Okay, so what activities are there in Nakujali? I know now we have Rafikis, we have identified that in different constituencies. What activities are there in Nakujali that help, you know, with the whole conversation?
Yes, maybe I can just start from the point of translating the word Nakujali to English, because some people may not even know what Nakujali means.
Yes, thank you.
Nakujali is a Swahili word which translates to English, I care.
I care.
So we are saying that we care about you, that you are significant, that you are worthy, that you deserve to live, that you deserve to live a life that you enjoy, a life that you find fulfilling for yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So what activities we'll be doing? Number one, this project really, for it to be sustainable and for it to be impactful, the Rafikis need to be at the forefront.
Yes.
They need to be center and front of this project. Okay, so as Mental 360, we offer a very supportive role in providing these trainings, and then we release them to go back to their communities, because they are residents of Kiambu. They come from these communities. So what they'll be doing is that they'll be holding support groups for other youth who are going through these challenges, mental health challenges, and who are struggling with suicidality.
Yes.
When you're going through a mental health challenge, or when you're experiencing suicidality, because this is a highly stigmatized topic, and because it's deeply held in taboo, when people don't talk about this conversation.
No, we do not.
So it's very easy for someone who's experiencing this, a youth out there experiencing this, to feel really alone, to feel like no one understands me, that there's just no way out. They become very hopeless and very helpless. But bringing back the social connection, bringing back that sense of belonging, that sense of acceptance, that sense of we see you, we understand what you're going through, we are here to support you, we are here to walk with you, then that brings a hope to them. That brings a sense of optimism that, you know what, I can walk this journey with this support that is being offered to me. So that is the main thing that we are going to be doing. It's saying there is support for you through these support groups, where youth can come together and discuss through these challenges that they are going through, support one another. You know, we learn from one another. So in these support groups, there's going to be a lot of modeling that will be happening. So listening to Mukami's story and saying, oh, at this point, this is what really helped Mukami. This, I can also get there.
Yes.
And the one who's behind you also learning from another person. So it's really learning from one another. And it's saying that, you know, this group of people can have the solutions to this crisis that is happening.
True.
You know, I know the situation in our country right now is that we do not have enough professionals to take care of everyone.
That is true.
So we need to come back to the ground and empower people who are going to support immediately, who are going to offer immediate support to anyone who's struggling.
And who are accessible,
easily accessible.
Yes. I think that is a very important conversation, because it's bringing me back to the Rafikis. We are showing these people that this thing happens. It is actually common to you, because I think among the many reasons for suicide is the fact that you think you're alone and nobody can understand and nobody can be in your shoes. So I think we are trying to remove that bandage off and to show this is not just you. People have been here, they have gone through that, and in fact they have come out on the winning side of this whole conversation. which I think is really important, because in each and every of the suicide cases we've had, the element of aloneness has been very significant.
Yes.
That someone was loneliness, that someone was in a group of people, the friends have no idea. Someone was in a campus like this one, the very best friend had no idea. The family members had no idea. So I think Nakujali and the Rafiki system is removing that. It's removing that completely to tell you we are here and we care. Let's get a little bit murky and just go through, how do you identify that someone is going through suicidality?
Yes. So there are risk factors and there are warning signs that indicate that someone is really struggling with suicidal thoughts or suicidal attempts. So one of the very first factor that you can begin to look at is that you see somebody who feels that their life is very meaningless. So they don't find meaning in their life anymore. They don't see why they should continue to live. So that is very indicative that someone is contemplating suicide. Another sign that you would see is someone becoming very irresponsible and very reckless with their behavior. So when you're crossing the road, for example, you'll be very keen to check out, is there an oncoming car? So you look left and right, you know, just to ensure that when you cross the road, it's safe for you to cross. But someone who's experiencing suicidal thoughts, that is the least of their concerns.
They will just cross.
So they just cross.
Which is abnormal behavior that you can actually be able to see. Because I think we are trying to see signs that we can identify well in advance. So I hope that you guys are listening and picking a thing or two, because this is literally the gap between someone we said dying by suicide, and someone actually living through it and coming out on the other side and actually having an enjoyable life. I like the way Mokami put it, that an enjoyable life, a life that you find meaning in. Okay, you can proceed.
Okay. So another sign would be somebody constantly talking about death. So they are talking about, how would it be if I died? You know, how would that look like? What if I die? But then I'm thinking, on the day I die, that this and this should happen. So somebody engaging in a conversation around death, that's a risk. That should tell you that something is not right with this person. Okay. Another factor is somebody starting to give off their possessions. You know, you wake up every day, you go to work, you hustle, you're looking for something to call your own. Yes. But now this person is now giving all of these things away very easily. They're either leaving it to their family or distributing it among their friends. So that is again another sign that this person is going through suicidal thoughts or contemplating suicide. Another risk factor is someone withdrawing from their social connections. So this is where there's a marked difference. This is someone who was very social, who enjoyed hanging out with their friends, who, you know, the life of the party. But suddenly they are withdrawing. Suddenly they are isolating. Suddenly it's very hard for you to find them and have a conversation with them. So that's another sign to show you that everything is not all right with this person.
Right there, does that mean that it's easier to identify that specific trait from an extrovert than from an introvert? Because if now, if that person was the life of the party, like you put it, it's very easy to realize, Milka is no longer, you know, around or as lively or even around us as much. But what happens to introverts who in the very first place, you see them once on a lecture, you see them like you wouldn't tell if they are around or not.
So it's very important to realize that the thing is marked difference. So marked difference is the extreme and extreme. So even that introvert, they have people who they
have
talk
their
to.
Moments,
They have people who they talk to. They have their inner circle, their friend group, who they engage with. They may not engage with everyone, but they have that friend group where they engage with and have their social interactions with. So if you see even that introvert now withdrawing even from that, it could be very small social engagements for them. Withdrawing even from that, then that should tell you even that introvert is really struggling.
Okay, so there are ways. I like that because it was my center question, sort of, because I really wanted us to see those signs, to be able to identify that someone, because these cases of someone died by suicide, and the immediate people around them could not tell, including a fiance, including a wife, including a husband, a mom, a dad, that we were in the same house, and then somehow they say, we had no idea. While clearly we can see that there are some signs that are identifiable from very far. Like you've said, they are markers, like you can be able to tell it's from one extreme to the other extreme, and it can be pointed out. So this is not just for Rafikis, it is for all of us, because all of us have family members, all of us are in relationships. You have a fiance, you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a BFF, a friend. You can be able to point these things out and be able to point that person to help. So as Rafikis and as Mentor 360, after the trainings, you send your Rafikis out there. What happens? Like, is there a system of finding people that are struggling, and when they do find them, are they able to bring them back to the Nakujali project, or how does it go once they are out there and they have begun identifying people that actually need help with suicidality? Yeah.
So as Mentor 360, we also recognize that we cannot do this alone.
Yes, that is true.
So we are collaborating and partnering with key stakeholders within Kiambu County. So this can be the county government, this can be CBOs within Kiambu, this can be youth organizations that work to raise awareness on mental health. So from these groups, then we are able to partner with them so that when they come across other people within their communities who are struggling with this, they can refer them to the Rafiki within that constituency, within that sub-county, to come and engage in that now social support setting for them. Because Mokami, for example, may not be able to tell that in my sub-county, that one and that one and that youth are the ones struggling with suicidality, you know. So we really have to collaborate with other organizations that are grassroots organizations within these sub-counties, so that they can help us identify who these people are. Even the church, you know, you realize so many people who are going through mental health challenges go and have a conversation with their pastors or with their religious leaders. So even these pastors and religious leaders are very key stakeholders in our project, because they are able to refer these people who come to them to
Rafikis that can actually be able to offer help. So this is sounding like a social kind of thing. You have to network, you have to connect with these people and the church, like we have said, religious leaders, there are youth groups here and there, so that all of us now are attacking this thing all together. Yes, I want to go back to Milka for a bit. I know you have dealt with a number of people, I want to call them patients, who have been struggling with suicidality. How has that experience been, and have you been able to identify, oh, we moved from point A, right now we are closer to Z than we are to A, which is suicide, worst case scenario?
Thank you. I think that will happen when we have the support groups. Because right now we are still in the incubation phase. So any experience I would give here would be my personal experience, or the experience of people who have shared their stories with me. But on like a professional standpoint and the standpoint of the Nakujali project, we are still in incubation. So I do like how you phrased it, that you would be able to tell these are the steps that someone is moving at. Like as a teacher, I understand when I start teaching you a specific subject, I see you grasping concepts, and then that is a continuous process. And just as Mukami has said, we are collaborating with very many people, and that will be the support that we are going to offer as Rafikis to the people we will be handling. There's also something I wanted to add, especially on the risk factors. We express them very well, and I like that you asked the question about introverts. I am an introvert myself, so that is a very nice thing to try and explore, because there's also this thing of extreme happiness. So as a symptom or as an indicator of someone contemplating suicide, you can be extremely happy, and the reason for that is you now know your troubles, are coming to finality, like
Yeah.
you're about to let all that go. So you're very excited.
Yeah.
And then that's why someone asks, we were with them just yesterday.
They were so happy.
They were so happy. But now what happened, we can't
Yeah.
tell.
Yes.
So that is also something to look out for. Especially like my experience with manic episodes were,
Yes.
it goes on both ends.
Yeah.
There's neutral ground, and then there's extreme happiness and extreme sadness.
Yeah.
So once it goes off that radar, then now you can identify.
Tell. Yes, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out, because I think that is a sign or a symptom that we have not been able to talk about at length. And
Yeah.
like you have said, that's something we could explore,
Yeah.
because it's not just on the negative, like Mukami has put it. It could also be extreme happiness that somehow does not seem to suit the, that where we are, because life is life. It's always it's not on the edge, but it is a combination of everything. So once we start getting off to the edge, then you can be able to really know someone needs help. Okay, what is the future of Nakujali? Because I'm imagining this will forever remain a branch of Mentor 360. What does the big picture look like? When Nakujali has been there for 5 anniversaries, what do you want to look and see?
Yeah, so one of the big things that we are looking at is the sustainability of this project and the scalability of this project.
Yes.
And that is why we need to work with people who are residents of these counties that we want to work in.
Yeah.
So for example, in Kiambu now, we are working with Rafikis who are from this county. So that ensures that there's sustainability, there's a sustainability aspect to it. Also just working with other organizations from Kiambu, that ensures this project goes on for generations to come, even when Mental 360 steps out. So Mental 360 will not be leading this project forever. Okay.
Yes.
We are bringing it to life, and then once it's stable, it continues to run.
Yeah.
Okay. And what we do for the Rafikis, because this is a very sensitive and heavy subject, we also provide support for the Rafikis through debrief sessions for them and one-on-one therapy sessions for them. Now, the scalability angle of this is that because we said suicide is the second leading cause of death among young people, we have started with Kiambu because this is the highest county right now in Kenya.
Where the numbers are.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, but the trend is still growing in other counties as well.
Yeah.
So we are really looking at going into different counties, running this and implementing this project as well, so that we save this generation.
Exactly.
Because 10, 20 years to come, we are the people who will be the driving force of this nation.
Exactly.
So we need us to be healthy. Yeah, we need to be healthy here so that the community is also healthy as well.
Exactly. Oh, perfect. Same question to you, Mukami, but as a Rafiki. Yes, as a Rafiki, and from your experience, from your shared experience with friends, 5-10 years from now, what would you like to see Nakujali become?
I think I want to see Nakujali become a community. So from my experience with the Rafikis that we cooperate with, it has felt like a family. Like somewhere I can go, talk about why I am stressed, why my previous week was difficult, and then someone listens to me, because sometimes even just listening is helpful.
Exactly.
So that is a community that Nakujali is going to build.
Yeah.
And then now we are going to transfer what we have learned from each other.
Exactly.
The sense of community, the sense of support, the sense of care, and then we transfer that now to the society. And because it is transferable, whoever comes for the support group, because we will be having community mobilizations, we will be having support groups within our constituencies where we will meet periodically and have conversations, assess the needs of those who are going to be in our support groups. So it is transferable. Those people who will join will learn the skills that we have gained, or we will gain from the training, and then they will continue. It's a lineage.
Exactly.
It's a generation of knowledge.
Yeah, and that definitely also guarantees longevity of Nakujali, because you keep getting people in, getting them trained, streamlining the process. And like Mukami is saying over here, we're going to be 10-20 years from now, we're going to be a very healthy lot of people. Yes, hopefully that is the hope that we are all hoping to get there. Back to you again, Mukami. The future of Mentor 360. We talked about Nakujali as a branch, but Mentor 360 generally. What do you guys want it to look like?
Yes. So our mission as Mental 360 is to strengthen psychosocial support networks by empowering youth with lived experiences to become mental health champions.
Yeah.
So we have different programs that we currently are implementing, and all of these programs are informed by this mission. So we currently have 4 programs, and one of the programs that we run is called Affordable Counseling and Psychosocial Support.
Yes.
So in this program, again, we target the youth, but anyone at risk can always come in.
Yeah.
So we offer one-on-one therapy services. So this is either physical or virtual sessions.
Yeah.
And we also run a helpline number, which is 0710 360 360. So through this helpline number, anyone who is in crisis can always call in, and
Yeah.
they get psychological first aid.
Yes.
And anyone who'd want counseling services, they're able to be linked to a therapist and
Yes.
have sessions.
Yeah.
So for this model, we use a tiered business model where we understand that different people are on different levels of this pyramid.
Yes.
So there are those at the bottom, there are those at the middle, and there are those at the top. And so we do not discriminate against anyone who comes in our doors or through our doors seeking for therapeutic services
Yeah.
because of their financial capacity. We also have another program that is called Boma Wellness Clubs, and this is a program that targets adolescents in high school, so people within the age group of 13 to around 18 years.
Yes.
So it's a program that promotes preventive mental health.
Yeah.
Again, data shows that a lot of mental health issues begin manifesting during their teenagehood years.
Yes.
So, and there's a saying that says prevention is better than cure.
Yeah. If in fact we can be able to prevent that generation, so that now we're just dealing with people who are here already and forward. The new ones that are coming in healthy, the better.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we provide them, again, we go in and create a safe space for these high schoolers to begin to have conversations.
Yeah.
At Mental 360, we say conversations save lives.
Yeah.
So we create a safe space for them to begin to have open discussions, open and authentic discussions about their struggles in school. They are able to get social support again from one another, and then they are also able to have referral pathways for anyone who's struggling and needs to see maybe a psychiatrist, maybe a psychologist. So we provide, this space provides them with a referral pathways for these students to get any help that they need.
And I think that is a perfect place to catch them. I think it was a TikTok I was watching about someone talking about the way their high school experience traumatized them.
Yes.
Just in general, yes, it's on the edge of the, like we are saying, on the edge of that conversation, but it was a truly traumatizing experience, from paraffin in food to a lot of beatings that cannot be explained. So I think the Boma Wellness is definitely something that should be there. And also I feel like we should have you guys for conversations here on Mentor 360, because I feel like the affordable counseling is a whole interview by itself. Let's start from there. Then you go now to the teenagers, 13 and 18. That's a whole other different conversation. So I would like to just ask you to make time. If you can make time, I would like us to come and have those conversations on all the branches of Mentor 360, a branch at a time, because I feel there's a lot to debunk. I know today we are debunking suicidality and everything that is going on with Nakujali, but I think the other branches are also as important, because the inaffordability of counseling is also a huge issue in this country. So then Mentor 360 is about to, it's about to spread its roots to the edge of this country and beyond. So we do wish you guys all the best. I want you to give closing remarks. I want you to talk to people that are suffering from suicidality, whether it's at the very early stages, they cannot tell, or someone who's actually contemplating suicide. Just a word, someone who would need to hear from a Rafiki, what would you tell them? Let's start with Milka.
Okay, I would like to say that the very big thing that would make you feel like you're hopeless would be feeling like you're alone. And that's why we are here as Rafikis, because we are here to provide social support. For anyone who is listening at this, at home, whether you are contemplating suicide or you're struggling with suicidation, or suicidality, talk to someone.
Yes.
Talk to someone, give support, be kind. Sometimes you will find that what you say to someone might be the thing that breaks the camel's back.
Exactly.
So be kind with your words. And there's something that is going around about the current generation not being able to withstand pressure. Then there's also the perspective of we just need the guidance.
Yeah.
We just need the guidance, we just need support, we just need to be propelled, and that's why we are here as Rafiki. So as Mentor 360, as Nakujali project, we have your back, we can support you, don't be afraid to reach out. We are very vibrant people, and we will support you in any way that you need, in any way that you need.
Perfectly said. I really do not think I need to add anything. I want to move to the other Mukami. Please give us the socials for Mentor 360. If Nakujali has also socials and the way people can be able to reach out, and kindly repeat the helpline contact.
Okay.
Yes.
So before I get into that, thank you so much, Karen, for extending an invitation for us to come back. We are very ready to come back and continue this conversation.
All right. Yes, I think it is over. At most important.
Yes.
Yes.
Again, before I get into giving my closing remarks, I also really want to applaud what the Kirinyaga governor is doing, because she's also rolled out a mental health program that aims to proactively prevent suicide. So I hope other governors can see what the Kirinyaga governor is doing.
Yes.
Yes. But I want to speak to anyone who's at home right now, anyone who's feeling alone, anyone who's feeling defeated, anyone who's feeling like they do not want to continue with this journey called life anymore, anyone who's feeling that no one understands them. I want to tell you that we are here, that we want to support you, that we care about you. Please call our helpline number 0710 360 360, and somebody will be ready to pick your call and provide you with support that you need. You can find Mental 360 on all social media pages at Mental 360 Kenya, and our offices are located at Langata, next to Jumbo Estates.
Yes. So Mentor 360 Kenya. You can find them online, and then of course there's going to be directions to the office, the helpline 0710 360 360. So 10 360 360. It's easy, it's memorable. So I hope that you are going to do that. Catch that in case for you or for a loved one or for a friend. You can call that helpline and you can actually get help. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. It's been an honor and a pleasure and a refreshing conversation that is not that is geared towards positive change. I think we will always have time for those conversations, truly. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to close our conversation number 2 on that note, because we are at 23 minutes past 9 a.m. and we have one more conversation to go. So stick around, do not go anywhere. When we come back, we're talking all matters plays. So stick around and we are going to have that conversation in just a bit. Right about now, we take a short break. I'll see you on the other side of the break.
Lola is an app that gives you a chance to watch videos, listen to audios, and read articles wherever you are for free. Motivational stories, dramas, campus life, technology, lifestyle, adventure, sports, academics, jobs, entertainment, and more. Download Lola now on Play Store. All you need, you got Lola.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020 870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
So my name is Jakub Petri. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the CAFE project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
What does the law say concerning that particular situation?
I believe the best way to go about it is by first defining who a child is.
Okay.
So the Children's Act 2022 sets out a child to be anyone who is below the age of 18. Children in contact with the law, on the other hand, are victims. Okay. We have children who have either been assaulted, molested.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The Bible says, when he spoke, then he spoke a parable to them, that men always ought to pray and not lose heart.
Christ says, I stand in the door and I knock. Whoever hears my voice and opens, I will dwell with him.
Like the moon, I will fade, but like the star, I will rise again. And though I fall, be rest assured that I will rise again.
Go to the hospitals, tell them that God will heal them. Go to the prisons, tell them that they'll be free. Go to the crusades and tell people that Christ is coming, and sooner than the word itself, the second advent is imminent.
Ni kaunti maarufu kwa kuzalisha maziwa na ukuzaji wa majani chai. Pia, serikali ya kaunti inawahimiza wakulima kukumbatia mitindo mingine ya kilimo kuzidisha mapato.
Kama kuna kikundi moja inafanya biashara ya kuuza kuku, hao pia tumewafadhili kuwafunza jinsi ya kuhandle zile kuku, kwa sababu wanaleta kwa wingi.
Haya yote tunakuletea katika Boresha Kilimo, toleo la kaunti ya Bomet.
Kilimo ni nguzo kubwa kwa ujenzi wa taifa.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are at 29 minutes past 9 a.m. and we are doing fantastic right here on Art and Culture Monday. And as promised, I told you, I know we have deep conversations. I know we have emotional conversations. So we want to lighten the mood a little bit and talk actually about a play. And I have been making noise about this one since yesterday. It's a play called Fuller. And I have with me the script writer and one of the actors in the play. But do not be fooled, because those are not their only titles. They wear many hats, and we are going to get to know them shortly. But before we do that, I want us to get into a bit of feedback from the conversations that we have had before we go on. This is Griffin Health Champion. He's saying, I love the conversation on mental health led by my colleagues at Mentor 360. conversations save lives. That is extremely true. I agree with you. Martin Koech is saying this is wonderful, just learning from the conversation. Asante sana. And then Griffin again is saying, I'm proud of being part of the Nakujali project for Gatondo North Sub-County, spreading the conversation around mental wellness. So I agree with you. Thank you so much for being part and parcel and a champion in that conversation. Mark Munyiri is saying, let's go Milka. Yes, we have had a brilliant conversation with Milka and Mukami. Wanjiru Nganga is saying this conversation is very educative. Thank you so much. Then Betty Munyoki is saying keep shining Faye. I think that is Milka Munyoki. Thank you so much. Thank you for your presence. If you are wondering where these people are catching us from, we are streaming live right now on YouTube. So kimbia pale YouTube, just look for KUTV Kenya, and the show that is live right now is this one. So drop your comment even as we go to our third conversation about play that is called Fula. All right, so I am not alone today. I've had a gent and a lady on my set 1, then 2 ladies on my set number 2, and now we're here to balance the equation because I'm joined by 2 brilliant, handsome young men that are going to be having the conversation with me. So they're here already, so without wasting much time, I want us to start with the introductions. So we usually say ladies first, but clearly there are no ladies in here. So I don't know who wants to take the lead to, let's start from here. Duncan, just say hi to people at home, tell us your name.
Hi everyone, yes. My name is Edu Duncan Dawood Odoji, and what I'd say is that pretty much, you see, when we're talking about art in general, we get to understand that, you know, art is broad, and a lot of people get to want to understand what art really is.
Yes.
Yeah. So personally, I would say that I really wear so many hats, like when we talk about art generally, because I do quite a lot. I've been in the art industry for almost 2 decades right now.
Yes, that's a long time.
Yeah. Actively working and making sure that I'm perfecting my art every single day.
Yes.
And I do understand that, you know, it's quite a long journey, you know, getting to understand yourself as an actor, transitioning to become something pretty much different. Like for myself, I started out as an actor, just like a normal actor.
Yeah.
And then because I was pretty much more interested into stage than film. I was here. So I was much more of a thespian than a film actor.
Yes.
So I decided to try different things. So you really understand that when now it comes to like you being like a stage actor,
yes,
you have to go about getting extra things that will make you pretty much more different from every other actor.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this case, I found myself in line with like music type of a